What is going on, buddy? Welcome back to All Things Film. Today I'm here to do my review of The Walking Dead Season 9 premiere titled A New Beginning. I thought this episode was awesome, and it definitely kicks off Season 9 to an amazing start, so I'm going to be talking about it in this video today. If you haven't seen the episode, I will say spoiler warning, but other than that, let's get started. So this episode was definitely everything that I wanted the premiere to be. There was a lot of great scenes, a lot of great action, some amazing dialogue that we have been waiting for a long time to get, some much needed dialogue, especially from our boy Daryl, and we got it all, and I think Season 9 is off to a great start. But let's start off with the beginning of the episode. We already saw the first 5 minutes of the episode a couple weeks ago because AMC released it, but I quickly will run through it one more time and just say that I loved how quickly the first 5 minutes, told us so much about what's coming. It showed all the communities and all the people working together, so it really did a good job of, opening up a new beginning and then sending the group to Washington. And I loved the group in Washington. I thought it was really well done. I liked how the group was in the dark with the flashlights and there were spiderwebs all over the place. There were some really good horror vibes there. And especially when that walker grabbed Sadiq, I absolutely love that because that was brilliant. That walker was super unique, something we haven't seen before in The Walking Dead. And it was something straight out of a horror movie with the spiders coming out of the eyes and the mouth. So good job on Greg Nicotero's part on that one. I also loved the conversations in this episode because as the group was scavenging, they were just having some regular conversations, which was something that I really did like. Like Carol, Michonne, and Maggie were talking about the election and Gregory. And, for the past 2 years, the Walking Dead characters have been consumed by Negan and the Saviors. And almost every conversation was talking about how we're going to deal with the Saviors, what are we going to do next. And for the first time in a long time, they were just talking like their everyday lives about what are some ways we can move forward, what are some ways that we can do better for ourselves. And also we learned more about the past of some characters, like Sydney had a nice conversation with Daryl, Jadis had a nice conversation with Father Gabriel and talked about how she used to be a teacher. So I did like those grounded scenes, and there was a lot of grounded scenes in this episode, which is something that I like, but also not so grounded scenes because there was also a lot of action, some moments that really had me at the edge of my seat, and some very brutal moments that I'm going to get to later in this review. And we can start off by talking about King Ezekiel falling through the glass because I did like that whole sequence when they were carrying stuff over the glass. There was a lot of tension there. And I didn't expect King Ezekiel to fall down. I have no clue how he survived, to be honest. I know plot armor definitely saved him because that was definitely a risky, fall. But I just did like a lot of the tension in this episode. Also, speaking of tension, when they were outside and the walkers were coming on the horses and they were trying to get over the mud, I did love that. I love seeing the group fighting walkers and stuff. Unfortunately, though, it did lead to Kent. Though he also got kicked by the horse, which was what ultimately led to his death because they were trying to cut off his arm, I'm pretty sure, but then they saw that he was bleeding internally, so they couldn't do anything. But I did like this scene, and I liked how everybody really got emotional just because it shows us that it's been a year and a half since All Out War, so they don't really look at death as something that happens every single day. Like, they're very cautious now. They have people always around the areas making sure walkers don't come. They always have people clearing walkers. So, death isn't something that happens quite frequently now. So when you see that somebody actually died by a walker, you saw that in everybody's face how hurt they were. And the fact that this guy was really young. So I did like how, it kind of reminded me of the older days when somebody got bit, how emotional somebody would feel. And now that, All Out War is done and now they're just surviving on their own, it's just them against walkers, essentially. That when a walker takes somebody out, like, it really does have a huge effect. So I did like that scene a lot. Death really spilled some drama over in the hilltop, especially with Tammy and Earl, who were Kent's parents. And I really did like Tammy and Earl. I thought they did a great job this episode, especially Tammy, and a lot of that has to do with Brett Butler, who plays Tammy, because I think she did a wonderful job and she really sold her lines because I was feeling really sorry for her in the fact that she lost her son, and she did an amazing job this episode. And I did love all the hilltop stuff, and it was the funeral, which was the build-up against the rebellion against Maggie. I mean, we all saw this coming. It was very clear because ever since the funeral, Gregory was acting super odd. He was getting close to Tammy and Earl. He was offering them drinks. He was trying to get in their head. So we all saw this coming, the rebellion against Maggie. But what I did not expect to happen was Maggie to turn that corner to go check on Glenn's grave, and Earl to be there and just completely jump her. I did not expect that, but I did love it. Maggie's a badass, and she beat his ass. And then she went to go confront Gregory, which was a scene that I really did like in this episode. And a lot of that has to do, there was one moment in this scene where she backed up Rick in a way, and I did love that because Gregory was trying to like talk her down and stuff. And Maggie said something like, you know what, Rick ended the war. He's done more than you ever will. So, Maggie owned Gregory, and I was all there for it, and I absolutely loved it. Happy they wrapped up Gregory's story this episode, and they didn't spill this drama over several episodes, because The Walking Dead does do that sometimes with the, dragging stuff out. And I'm really happy they just ended it this episode, and they just wrapped it up, and we can move on now. But let's talk a little bit about Gregory's death, because I did like it. Because I do love the dark stuff in The Walking Dead, because that's the show we fell in love with. So I do like it. It was very brutal, and Maggie is kind of showing this inner governor / Negan type persona, and I'm very interested in Maggie's character now this season, because it looks like she's not evil or anything. I'm not saying that, but she's a lot different, and I'm very interested in her character arc this season, because she is leaving too. So we're gonna see, she's gonna have a short arc, but it looks like it's gonna be very heavy arc too. So I'm very interested in that. But let's move on and talk about her and Rick talking at the hilltop, because I did like that scene as well. And yeah, it does look like Maggie still has a lot of respect for Rick, but I understand Maggie's part. She says she doesn't want to go to Alexandria because Negan is there. She doesn't want to help the Savior. She's just really minding her own business and taking care of her own people. So I get it. But hopefully she does overcome it, and because I want to see an interaction between her and Negan, at least before she leaves. I think that'll be nice, and maybe even Negan apologizes. That would be pretty cool. But anyways, I did like the scene between these two, and it was just a nice, grounded, sit-down scene, and we haven't had these in so long, so it was so nice to see this happen. The dialogue was amazing this episode, especially for Daryl. Such a step up for him. When he was in the sanctuary and he told Justin to go clean up the "We Are Still Negan" sign or whatever. I love that, because he was actually being, kind of demanding. It's something we haven't seen, a part of Daryl we haven't seen in a long time. And Daryl does have a point though, because he was talking to Rick, and let me just say, this Rick and Daryl scene, I don't know the last time we've had a scene this good in The Walking Dead between Rick and Daryl, so I did love it. But that being said, he was talking about how he can't, he doesn't want to be a leader because he's more of a person to be out there. And I agree with Daryl. I don't think Daryl should be a leader. I wish they didn't kick out Dwight. I don't know why they would do that. I feel like the only purpose for that was because they thought Dwight and Daryl can coexist. But yes, they can. And I wish they did, keep Dwight around. It would have been so much better. Because first of all, let me say, Austin Emilio did an amazing job with this character. I really think he did a great job, and I really wish he was here, because that way he could be leading the Saviors. And I think it would be more better for Daryl's character if he was out helping each and every single community. That way he could be his old true self, and that's something that Daryl would do, I think. Like, go help everybody, not just fixate on one community. But still, I gotta say, it's definitely an upgrade for Daryl, and I'm very excited for his future. And all I gotta say is thank you, Angela Kang, for listening to the fans. And I thought this premiere was an amazing start to season 9. And we haven't even got the whispers yet. This is just the beginning, man. And I think season 9 has potential to be one of the best seasons ever. And I know it might be too early to say that, but the material we have this season and the stories we're heading towards, the potential is there. And if they execute it well, oh my god, this season could seriously be the best season ever. I really truly believe that, and I'm very excited for this season. And I think that's pretty much it for the premiere. Hopefully I covered everything. There was a lot of stuff, but even though there was a lot of stuff, I thought it was perfectly balanced, because nothing felt too overwhelming or underwhelming. And it was a really, good balance of every community and every character. So I did like it a lot. And if you haven't seen the episode, first of all, I have no clue why you're watching this video, but go watch it because it's a great episode. But also, I am going to have my predictions up for episode 2 and some sneak peek breakdowns, because we got some sneak peeks to talk about for episode 2. But thank you guys for watching this video. In the comments down below, I want to hear your thoughts, your opinions, your reviews of the episode, and what you're most excited for season 9. But thanks for watching, guys. For daily Walking Dead videos, be sure to hit the subscribe button. It's been all things film, and until next time, peace.